Assalamu alaikum. So we are studying the first unit, that is structure and function of living organisms, right? Let us quickly revise all the topics that we have studied so far. Can you quickly revise it for me? The first one that we studied was life processes, where we studied the different characteristics of living things. Then we studied breathing and respiration. Then we studied the structure of a virus in detail. Then we studied another subtopic, that was movement of molecules, in which we studied the process of diffusion in detail. In today's class, we shall begin with a new topic. Let us quickly see what we are going to study today. Any guesses? What can you see on the screen? So what are we going to study today? Cells, right? You can see a plant and an animal cell on the screen. So the topic for today is cell structure and organization. We are going to study plant and animal cells and what are their organelles and how do they function. So the objectives of today's class is that by the end of the session, by the end of this discussion, you should know how to identify the different parts of a plant and an animal cell, should know their function, and you should also know the similarities and differences between a plant and an animal cell. So ready? Let's begin. First, let us start with a simple topic, that is cell, before going on in further details about animal cell and plant cell. Let us just quickly revise what a cell is. You all know that all plants and animals are made up of cells, right? So what are these cells? These cells are the basic unit of all living things. There are three basic parts of a cell in all the cells. The first one is cell membrane, second one is nucleus, and the third one is cytoplasm. So first we're going to look at a typical animal cell. Now, firstly, you need to know the structure of this typical animal cell. As you can see, a membrane surrounds the cell. This membrane is called as the cell membrane. Then the cell is going to contain nucleus, cytoplasm, mitochondria, and the ribosome. This is a very simple structure. Actually, the structure is very complex and it has got variety of different organelles. All these things, nucleus, ribosomes, mitochondria, cytoplasm, these are all called as organelles. So basically a cell has got many different organelles, but you need to only know the organelles which are shown on the screen. That is cell membrane, nucleus, ribosome, mitochondria, it is sometimes also called as mitochondrion, and cytoplasm. So you just need to remember the structure for now. Let's look at the plant cell now. The plant cell has got cell wall. It has also got a nucleus, cell membrane, cytoplasm, vacuole, and chloroplast. If you can see, animal cell also had a cell membrane. It also had nucleus and it also had cytoplasm. So what is new over here? It has got chloroplasts, it has got cell wall, and it has got vacuole. So remember all these organelles. We are going to see the function of these organelles in detail. These are some common parts or some common organelles which are present both in plant cell as well as animal cell. So the first one is the cell membrane. What is the function of this cell membrane? If you remember the topic movement, we saw that all the molecules could move in and out of the cell because of a thing present which is called as the membrane. So the most important function of the cell membrane is that it controls the movement of materials that are coming in and going out of the cell. So in short, it forms a barrier between the cell and the environment. What else do you think might be the function of this cell membrane? This cell membrane also supports and protects the cell. So cell membrane has got three functions. It is acting as a barrier between the cell and the environment. It is controlling the movement of materials in and out of the cell. And it also supports and protects the cell. Please remember, this cell membrane is present in both plant and animal cell. Cell membrane is nothing but the outer lining of the cell which encloses all other cell organelles, and cell membrane is also called as the plasma membrane or the cell surface membrane, and it is semi-permeable. I hope you remember the term semi-permeable. Cell membrane is the outer lining of the cell which encloses all the other cell organelles, and you need to remember the functions. The next organelle that we are going to look at is the cytoplasm. Again, if you remember, cytoplasm is present both in plant and animal cell. Cytoplasm is nothing but the fluid, that fills the cell. It is the fluid substance which is present in the cell, and all the cell organelles are suspended in the cytoplasm. Firstly, the cell is enclosed by a membrane which is called as the cell membrane, and inside there are all the different cell organelles, right? But all these cell organelles are suspended in a fluid which is called as the cytoplasm. What do you think might be the function of cytoplasm? Cytoplasm maintains the osmotic concentration of the cell. Osmotic concentration of the cell means it maintains the water concentration. So it is going to prevent the cell from, bursting due to excess water or shrinking due to less water. So that balance, the cell should have a proper balance so that it should neither burst nor shrink. So that balance is maintained by this cytoplasm. So the cytoplasm maintains the osmotic concentration of the cell and prevent it from bursting or shrinking. It is nothing but a fluid substance that is there in the cell, and all the cell organelles are suspended in the cytoplasm. I hope it's clear so far. Moving on to the next organelle, that is nucleus, the most important one. Nucleus is a membrane-bound organelle which is spherical in shape. Most of the activities of the cell is directed by the nucleus. All the activities that a cell performs, right? It is all directed by the nucleus. Who's giving the instructions? The nucleus is giving the instruction. As you all know that cells contain genes, right? So all the genetic material, it is all present in the nucleus. Now there is also a term called as nucleolus. Do not confuse the both. Nucleolus and nucleus are two different things. Nucleus is the membrane-bound organelle which is spherical in shape, where most of the activities take place, and it also has got the genetic material, that is the DNA. So what is nucleolus? Nucleolus is a darkly stained area in the nucleus. Inside the nucleus there is a dark stained area which is called as nucleolus. Its function is that it helps in protein formation. You've got proteins in the body, right? So this nucleolus is going to help in protein formation. So remember, nucleus and nucleolus are two different things. Nucleolus is a stained area in the nucleus, and its function is that it helps in protein formation. Coming back to nucleus, what is the function of the nucleus? It has got the genetic material, that is the DNA, right? And all the cells in an animal has one complete set of genes in its nucleus. So basically the nucleus has got all the genes, all the genetic material, that is the DNA present in it. So it is very, very important for the functioning of the cell. Another important organelle that we are going to study is the mitochondria. Mitochondria is again present both in plant and in animal cell. Now, mitochondria is the largest organ, right? Mitochondria is the largest organelle of the cell, and it is also known as the powerhouse of the cell. Now, why is it called a powerhouse of the cell? Because the thing which is giving us energy is respiration, right? So this reaction of respiration takes place in the mitochondria. That is why it is giving you energy, right? So it is called as the powerhouse of the cell. It is a spherical or maybe a rod-shaped structure, a rod-shaped organelle, and it is enclosed or enveloped by a double membrane. So remember, mitochondria is the largest organelle of the cell. It is known as the powerhouse of the cell. How is the shape? Shape is either spherical or rod, and it is enveloped by a double membrane. Now, what is the function of this mitochondria? As I told you, mitochondria helps in, or this is a place where respiration takes place. So the function of mitochondria is that mitochondria aids in the conversion of glucose to ATP, that is respiration, right? When glucose molecule is broken down, you get energy. That energy is nothing but in the form of ATP, which is used by the cell. So this is the function of mitochondria. It is called as the powerhouse of the cell because the reaction of respiration happens over here, and this organelle supplies energy to the different parts of the cell. So again, a very important organelle. This mitochondria. Again, it is present both in plant and animal cell, because even plants respire, right? Respiration happens even in plants. So where does that happen? In the mitochondria. The next organelle that is present again in both plant and animal cell is the vacuole. But the difference is that plants have got a permanent vacuole and animals have got a temporary vacuole. And the size of the vacuole is bigger in plants and very small, tiny in animals. Basically, these are the organelles for storage. Right? So small membrane bound vacuoles filled with fluids and water are present in animals, and in plant cells the vacuoles perform functions of secretion, excretion and storage. So vacuole is a common part present in both plant and animal cell. The main role is storage. It is temporary in animals while it is permanent in plants. The size is much bigger in plants. In plants, it does the function of secretion, excretion and storage, whereas in animals it is present as a fluid. I hope it's clear. Let us look at the function of some more organelles, but these organelles are only present in the plant cell. The first one is the cell wall. Cell wall is present only in the plant cell, and animal cell lacks cell wall. What is the function of the cell wall? The cell wall is a rigid layer that surrounds the plant cell, right? It is located outside the cell membrane. The function of the cell wall is that it is providing rigidity, it is providing strength to the cell. It is a rigid layer that surrounds the plant cells. It is located outside the cell membrane, right? Its function is to provide rigidity, strength and protection to the cell. Next organelle that we are going to study is the chloroplast. So this chloroplast, it is an elongated or disc-shaped organelle and it contains chlorophyll. You all know the function of chloroplast very well. It is the site for photosynthesis in a plant cell. So in plants where the plant makes food, that is the process of photosynthesis that occurs in the chloroplast. I hope chloroplast is clear. It is an elongated or disc-shaped organelle which contains chlorophyll, and it is the site for photosynthesis in a plant cell. Now plants have also got an organelle which is called as plastid. Just remember this for some extra knowledge. Plastids are the storage organelles. They store the products like starch, right, for synthesis of fatty acids. Now when the plants photosynthesize, or when this glucose is made, the plant cannot store glucose as it is in the cell. So this glucose is being converted into starch. Starch is nothing but a long chain of glucose molecule. When you join many glucose molecules together, you get starch. So when this glucose is not required, it needs to be stored, so it is converted into starch and it is stored. And where is it stored? It is stored in an organelle which is called as the plastid. Let us just quickly revise the structure of a plant and an animal cell. Firstly, look at the animal cell. It has got cell membrane, it has got mitochondria, nucleus, cytoplasm and vacuole, which is similar to the plant cell. The plant cell has also got cell membrane, it has got mitochondria, it has got nucleus, it has got cytoplasm, and this blue color thing is the vacuole. What extra organelles are present in in the plant cell? They are the cell wall and chloroplast. This is a table where the part of the cell, that is the organelles, and their function are summarized for easy understanding. So please go through this table once. The first part is the cell membrane. What is the function? It controls what substances can come in and go out. Where is it present? It is present in plant and animal cell. Then the next one is cytoplasm. It is nothing but a liquid or fluid, right, which is present in the cell, in which all the cell organelles are suspended. So this is the place where most of the reactions of the cell take place. Again, it is present in plant and animal cell. Moving on to the next one, that is the nucleus. Nucleus is the place which carries the genetic information. Nucleus, you can even say that it is the brain of the cell, but this is just for your understanding. Do not write the brain of the cell in the paper because that will not fetch you any marks. It is also present in the plant and animal cell. Then you've got the chloroplast, where photosynthesis takes place. It has got a substance which is called as chlorophyll. Then the next one is the vacuole, which is used for storage. This is present only in plant cells. Cell wall, that makes a tough substance. It is made up of a tough substance which is called as cellulose, which supports the cell. It is present only in the plant cell. Now, when you've studied both plant cell and animal cell in detail, let us quickly see the differences between plant and animal cells. Very simple. As you all know, animal cells do not have cell wall. Plant cells have got cell wall. Then chloroplast is absent in animal cell and it is present in plant cell. In animal cell, the vacuoles are small and temporary, whereas the vacuoles are large and it is permanent, and the sap is filled in it, the plant cell. And the cells have also got a few similarities, like both plant and animal cells have a cell membrane, right, which is surrounding the cytoplasm. Both have got a nucleus, and both plant and animal cells have mitochondria. Now there are few more differences. Let us see what they are. The size. Animal cells are much smaller in size than the plant cell. So animal cells are smaller in size. Plant cells are relatively larger in size. Also the shape. Animal cells have got an irregular shape, whereas plant cells have got a regular shape. No cell wall in animal cells. cell wall present in plant cells. Then the vacuole is small or absent in animal cell, and there's a large central vacuole in the plant cell. The glycogen granules as food store, and plant cells have got starch granules as food store. Animals have got glycogen granules and plant cells have starch granules. In animals, the nucleus is at the center, whereas the nucleus in the plant cell is near the cell wall. So the position of the nucleus differs. In animal cells, it is at the center. In plant cells, it is near the cell wall. Let us have a quick evaluation to check if the objectives of today's class are covered or no. So the first question, what you need to do, you need to choose the correct answer. First question is, what controls most of the cell processes and contains the hereditary information of the DNA? That is nothing but the genetic material. So which organelle contains the heredity or the genetic material? Yes, right. Answer is option C, that is the nucleus. Excellent. Moving on to the next one. The question says, what is a cell membrane? And you've got 4 options on the screen. Which one do you think is the correct answer? Yes, the answer is option A. Excellent. That is, it is a thin flexible barrier around the cell that regulates transport. Cell membrane regulates transport. Good job. Next one, and probably the last one. What is the main function of the cell wall? Yes, why is cell wall important? Because it protects and provides support for the cell, right? Yes, so that means you've understood today's class. So what all did we study today? We started with a new subtopic which is called as the cell structure and organization, in which we studied the structure of a typical plant and an animal cell. Then we tried to identify them, know their function. Then we studied the similarities and differences present in the plant and animal cell. Yeah, so that's all for the day, and I'll see you again in the next class with a new topic. Allah Hafiz.